This is Joy Roland, and you're listening to the It's Possible podcast. This is episode number 26, Overcome Money Struggles with Svenja Dahm. Welcome to the It's Possible podcast. This is the podcast that sparks the transformation of your money mindset, empowering you to pave the way for financial success and wealth creation. This is where we study what the wealthiest and most successful people do. Not only do we study these successful people, we implement what we learn so that we create the life we want and deserve. Hi there, my name is Joy Roland, your host. I created wealth from changing my money mindset. Yes, it's possible for you too. So pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea. This is going to be fun. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 26 of the It's Possible podcast. How is your 2024 going so far? I hope you are having fun because the clock has started ticking. Yes, 2024 is already in full gear. I hope you have goals, you have money goals for this year, and I hope you have a plan to achieve those goals. Now, if you do not, it is not too late. I can help you create a strategy to make sure that you hit your potential for this year, your wealth potential and your money potential. I'm going to leave a link in the show notes for you to jump on a call with me and to see how I can help you hit your goals. Now, I have a special guest for you today. My guest on the show is Svenja Dahm. Svenja is an empowerment coach and she helps women overcome their fears and struggles around money by going beyond the surface. She fuses therapy and coaching together to help people find the root cause of why they feel the way they do, which goes beyond the logical thinking mind. So excited for you to listen in to my conversation with Svenja. Let's go. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to welcome my special guest today. Her name is Svenja Dahm, and she's here to give us lots of wisdom. So, welcome to the podcast, Svenja.
Thank you, Joy. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to. So, I know at the beginning of the podcast episode, I already read your bio, but why don't you tell our audience in your own words who you are and what you do?
Okay, fantastic. So my name is Svenja. I'm born in Germany and I moved to Australia 18 years ago, actually. Wasn't planned. It was just the idea of staying there for 2 years, but a lot of people just stay here because it's a beautiful place. My background was very different. In Germany, I worked as a fashion designer for probably 15 years. And then I came to Australia and everything has changed for me. And I became a yoga teacher, and mindfulness teacher. So I was in that space for quite a long time and really enjoyed that, being able to help people mainly on a physical, emotional level. But after a while, I realized that there's still something missing, that people come to a yoga class, they feel really relaxed, but often they go back to their old problems after that. So I was looking into what is it that people really stresses. And as we all know, a lot of our stresses is always around money and finances. So, we work and we do all the right things, but often there's all this tension around money, either in your relationship or just if you're or in your work in general. So I looked into that a little bit more and see, what can we do around helping people with their finances as well? And this also was my own journey. So I'm really talking a lot about what I experienced as well and what I see when I go online with a lot of women, amazing skills, fantastic coaches and business owners struggling on the money side. And I guess that really inspired me to look into, why is it so hard for some of us who have amazing skills, are super motivated, doing all the right things, still to get to the financial goal or to the abundance that we all wish to achieve. And that really inspired me to look into all the different areas and how we can change that and what might actually be the thing that is really holding us back that we are not aware of. And yeah, so this is, I guess, why I'm here, where I'm now, where I have this knowledge and this what I want to share with people. So I guess saying in short, it is really about understanding that it's not always us. It's not really something wrong with us. It is really just something that we don't know yet, and that I want to share with business owners and women who's sitting there beating themselves up, thinking, I'm not good at business, I'm not good at this, what I'm doing wrong, why can I not have this and that, and really kind of bringing a little bit of light to the situation. And yeah, that's me. That's what I would like to share.
Oh, that's so fascinating that you say that, Svenja, because like you said, for many women, they're doing all the right things, right? They've gone to school, they've got the college degree, they've got the job, they've got the husband, they've got the kids. So they keep asking themselves, so why am I not successful? Why don't I live in the abundance, the wealth I have always dreamt of? And it's so easy for us as women to just point the fingers at external factors. For example, oh, no one is giving me the job I want. No one is giving me the management job, the executive job, or saying it's okay for someone else to be wealthy because they had the luck, they were lucky, right? So we come up with all of these external reasons to justify why we aren't as successful as we had dreamt of. So I'm so excited to speak to you, Svenja, on this topic. So can you share with the audience, in your experience, what do you see is the reason why many people, many women are stuck in that cycle and not getting the wealth and abundance they deserve?
Mm. So there's two things that I would like to share. One is, and I think it really allow me to dive into that because my background in yoga and mindfulness, which is a lot around the body, right? So when we think about money, we always talk and say the word money mindset. So we approach money always from a mindset point, from a head brain point. But I believe we also have to always bring our body into the game. So our body needs to be on board as well, because that's our nervous system. And when we look at our body, right, 5% is my head, 95% is my body. I can't solve all the problems just by using my mind, because my
Mm,
mind is often the problem. I'm causing problems with my mind, and then I'm trying to solve the problem with my mind, right? So
mm,
and the nervous system is so important. Even if I am someone, say, I'm writing affirmations every day, I'm doing everything around mindset. But if my nervous system is still in fear, if my nervous system is still not used to the idea of abundance, of making more money, of being seen, of all these things, my head can do what I can do mindset work. If my body is not on board, it's not going to happen because my head is going in this direction, my body is going in this direction. So it's really about bringing mind and body in the same direction. And this is what we often forget. And the more we get caught up into why is it not happening and have to do more courses, I have to learn more, I have to do more skills, the more we go into
mm,
fear, the more our nervous system isn't on board. And it makes it even harder and harder and harder. So this is one of the things that I see over and over again. And I think that works in all areas of life, that we forget that we have a body, that our body, our nervous system is really, really, really strong. And if
mm.
we cannot convince our body as well that what we're doing is the right thing, it is really, really hard for us to achieve that.
Wow, wow, that is gold. So how do we convince our body to be in alignment? How do we bring our mind and our bodies in alignment so that we create the wealth we deserve?
Mm. So I work on subconscious transformations. So I
Mm,
really help first what I do, I help people to find out what really is your money belief, because we all think we know it. We all kind of have an idea when we talk about money and we go, so we ask, what have you learned about money? What do you think, what is holding you back? And everyone has ideas in their head and they say, oh, this, my parents have been this and this, and I've learned this and that. And at home, I always heard the sentence or all the beliefs. And then we think that is what's holding us back. But I go a lot deeper with people. I go underneath in the subconscious. And it's really interesting to find out when we really look what happens, where we form our money beliefs. It's hardly what we think it is. It's hardly what our parents has given us. It's usually way behind that. It goes back much, much longer. And it's also something sometimes has nothing to do with money. So I work with hypnosis. So when I take people down into their subconscious and we find out where they form their money beliefs, the stories, the experiences they come up with when they're in that state, it's totally unrelated to money. It's really, really interesting. So we first have to find out what really has caused your money belief. Where is it really coming from? We have to transform that. But then the part is that we really need to work on the body, and it can be very simple. It can be mirror work, sitting in front of the mirror and telling ourselves we are safe. It is safe. Touch, like holding ourselves, like we're hugging ourselves. And it takes a while to really go into money is safe. It's safe for me to have more money. It's safe abundance. Doing all the things that bring us back into the money, into the body, walking, yoga, but then also always going back into telling ourselves it is safe, not just writing, I am allowed to have more money, I deserve to have more money. This is the money mindset, going into making sure we're feeling safe around money. And that brings up so many emotions when you work with people and ask them, so can you just repeat after me? It's safe. And it brings so many emotions. And this is where the goal sits. It doesn't sit in writing down my money goals. It sits in where's my fear around money? What do people think when I'm suddenly rich? Like, I have so much fear about having the money because I might lose the money. So it's really going into first in the subconscious and see where is the belief really formed. And then how can I make sure that my body, my nervous system is on board? How can I make myself feeling safe? So we can use tapping, we can use mirror work. There's like some beautiful exercise that we can do.
Oh, wow. So then when you say it goes further back from what our parents taught us, like how further back? Because in my head, I feel like the first interaction I get as a child is from my parents, right? So if you say it goes way further back from there, like can you just shed more light on what you mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that is where I say where we often stop and beat ourselves up. So really, money mindset is formed. Mindset is in your DNA. It's in your epigenetics. It's not just like that one generation. If we think about, especially we as women, how long are we allowed to work? I think it was in Australia, it was in the 80s, the first time that women were allowed to have a bank account. They needed their husband to sign on this bank account. If I look at my generation, my mom worked, her mom didn't. I'm the second generation of women who works. That is not a
Mm,
long history in my DNA of women making money, having their own money, having a own bank account. So in my
yes,
family, if I look back, there are no business owners. Not my mom,
yes.
not my grandma, not in there. So in my generation, for example, in my ancestry, there's all people, working class people who worked really, really, really hard for their money. So my whole DNA, my whole body is used to work really, really hard for your money and not having abundance.
Mm,
Unconsciously, that is in my body. That's in my DNA. So now here I am and go, I want to have my own business. I want to be a business owner. I can do this. And I believe on a certain level I can, but my DNA is not used to that. That goes back to, hold on, we've never done that in her whole life. My
mm,
grandma never didn't even had a bank account. Why do you think you suddenly can make a lot of money? We've never done this. This is really, I'm not used to that. And we forget that this plays a role. It's really in my body, in my DNA. And so some people may think might have a very different background. In their lineage might have been people who already had a lot of abundance. Maybe they lost it. And maybe they say, oh, my
mm,
parents didn't have a lot of money. Maybe it's because of that. But maybe in their lineage before, there was more abundance
mm,
or a different mindset. We sometimes don't know these things, right? We don't know
yes.
exactly how far, what is the story behind. And we forget this. So for some of us, it might take a little bit longer to get where we want to. But the beautiful thing is, I believe we all can get there. We just need to understand where we're at right now, what we're against up. which is also our epigenetic, our DNA. It's not my personal mindset. I might be already on the right track, but I have to understand, look, it's a very short history. You may be the first person in your family who actually is asking for more. How many people don't even
Yes.
ask for more because they think, oh, I can't. I'm born into this. It's really hard. It is. I'm not saying it's easy, but we can change that. But we need to really look at the bigger picture. And as I said, we need to bring our nervous system into that as well.
Yeah, that's so interesting. And I like the point you made about it's not your fault. So if you're listening now and you keep asking yourself, why am I not making the headway? Why have I not made much progress than I have? Based on what Svenja just explained, it is not your fault. And it's just fascinating to me that people go to school to study medicine, to become doctors, so go to school to become lawyers, but making money as a woman based off of like the short history that Svenja just said, just in the 1980s, women couldn't have a bank account without their husband signing off. So it makes sense that some women struggle to build wealth and not just build wealth, but to receive wealth. Svenja, like you said, to have the audacity to ask for more, the
Absolutely.
audacity to receive more money. Go
Yeah.
ahead,
And I think
Svenja.
that's really the first thing, like you just repeated, like just asking for more. And then as a woman, for us to receive, because we're so used in the last 20 years to be strong, to be not, we can do everything on our own. We have to often. So we forgot to be able to receive. And
Mm,
that also goes for money and really asking for it, wanting it, and being okay with actually wanting more. I realized in my journey when I started really digging really deep, going to subconscious work, and that I had a lot of guilt around just asking for it. Because if I look at my family history and go, they're all really hardworking people. We always had enough, but it wasn't abundance, but it was enough. And then when I realized I carried this guilt around, why is it not enough for me? Why do I need to
mm,
ask for more? Who do I think I am that I want more? And I had to sit with this guilt and go work on that, getting this out of my system first. Because as long as, my head says, yes, I would like to have more abundance, but my unconscious goes, no, we don't want that. That's not okay. Your whole family was always okay the way she was. Why you suddenly think you're better?
yes. And it's so interesting because on the flip side, men are very comfortable asking for more, you know, but it's just
Yeah.
we women struggle. And I think it goes down to appreciating the value we bring to the table. As women, we struggle to appreciate our value in the marketplace. I'm not talking about your value as a human being because we are all infinitely worthy. But I'm talking about the value women bring to the marketplace and owning that and accepting that and sometimes you need to even tout your own horn. You need to blow your own trumpet, especially in the workplace. Because some of my listeners are still employees, right? So those that work in the office 9 to 5. And if you think about creating abundance in the office, in the workplace, you need to be able to communicate your value very clearly to your employers and to have that self-confidence in the value you provide, right, Svenja?
That's absolutely right. And when you said, like, when we look at men, why is it for men so different? Again, if you look in history, they've been doing business for like
Yes.
very long time. They look at money as just a modality. It's not a emotional thing. They're not emotionally attached to it like we women often are. Because for them,
Yeah.
it's just, I have money, I make more business, I make more money. It's just a
Mm,
thing they do because they're doing it generations and generations and generations. And for us,
mm,
it is a very different, it's a very emotional thing. I think money is way more emotional for women because it means so much for us. It means a lot
yes.
more,
It means
for us.
freedom. It
Yeah,
means freedom.
exactly. It does. It means freedom. And it's also
Yeah.
my self-worth and my it's all of that. Yeah,
Mm,
independence, so much more,
yes, yes.
you
So
know.
then, Svenja, in your experience, in your practice with women, what's been the most transformative um, transformation you found in your clients? Like, what are the major transformation you've seen in your clients?
I think what we all, underneath most things we see is always a self-worth issue. That's the one
Mhm.
thing. So that
Yes.
goes a lot of our what we think it is, and it sounds different. And when we dig deeper, it always comes back to self-worth. That is one of the things I see over and over again. So when we work on money, I believe we always have to work on self-worth as well. And it comes in all
Mm,
different forms and shades and words, but when we dig deeper, that's what it is. So I think if you're listening and you're struggling, look really into the self-worth issue. And again, that is a generational thing very, very, very often. So I really had to look at, again, my mom, my grandma, how are they brought up? What are their beliefs? And then bring that back as well. And then transformations, it really is, I think, the moment we understand and connect the points of where in my life have I created my personal money belief. My personal money belief was money destroys connection. And I did not,
mm,
like, I did the work for years and years and years. And I could not get the real, what am I really thinking? Because it was so covered up. And I created this belief when I was young, just by listening to my parents. Nothing happened to me. I was not in the experience. I heard something, not a massive dramatic thing. I created a belief, had it all my life, but I didn't have it on a conscious level that I was aware of it. So sometimes it's
mm,
these points, and I go, okay, if I believe that, now that I know, I can work with the belief, transform the belief, get it out of my system, then I can move on and change. So it's really about connecting the points, finding the belief when we created it, becoming aware of it. And the moment people know, it's so empowering and freeing to
yes.
know, oh my God, that's what it is. Now I
Mm,
understand. Now it makes sense why I made these decisions or why I'm not doing this. And that is almost like you can see how people changing, their face changing, that everything changes. And then we work with a new belief, bring that into the nervous system, into the body, making sure the body takes on this new belief. And this is when change happens. It's beautiful to watch.
yes, and just to speak on that as well, many people believe that women cannot be successful money wise and still have a successful family life. So you cannot be a good wife, you can be a good mother if you are successful. So, and this is what, when I work with women in my practice, this is one of the ones that keeps coming up, right? So then what I suggest for people to do is to find evidence, to give your brain evidence to the contrary. So I intentionally go out to look for successful women who are thriving in their family lives, right? So it goes to speak to what you said about the money beliefs. And until people actually do this mind work and this thought work, you'll never know what's holding you back. So that is
That's
why
right.
this work is absolutely crucial to helping you get into the abundance you absolutely deserve and you want.
Yeah.
So, Svenja, how long do you think, on average, does the transformation take? So, if someone is listening and they're interested to find more information about what you do and how you help women, how long is the process?
The process that I'm using to help women, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how long before they start seeing results?
Hmm. So what I do the actual transformational session is usually up to 90 minutes. It's a very deep dive into someone's subconscious. And then I work for another 30 days with these people. So what we do, like, we find out really what is the connecting point. We transform that. And then there's another process of 30 days where people get individual recordings from me. They listen to, they're doing the body work, all of that. So we can see in these 30 days, you see a shift in self-consciousness. We see a shift in self-worth, self-belief, but also a shift in where patterns suddenly stop appearing. So you can see a shift within 30 days. I'm not saying in 30 days you have all the abundance, but in 30 days you feel different about money, you think different
Yes.
about money, you feel different about yourself, and you just what is the right word? I really think it's about the belief that things are possible for you because you feel so much lighter.
Yes.
You know, our beliefs, they're just pushing us down. They're heavy on our shoulders. And I think once we are able to lift that weight, change is already happening even in other areas of your life. Because I find a lot of these things, it's like a domino effect. You know, you solve one issue, and because it's such a
Yes.
massive underlying issue, it solves a lot of other problems as well. And you suddenly go, oh my God, this is not happening, or I don't believe this in me. Suddenly I can do this. I speak freer. I walk
Yes.
taller. All these other things happening. And that's a beautiful thing to see. So there is change, sometimes after 1 or 2 sessions, I see people already really, really having a different attitude towards their business, money, and all of that.
That's so amazing. So
Mm.
then, if someone is listening, they're interested to find out more about working with you. What's the best way they can reach you?
Yeah, because I'm just changing my website at the moment. The easiest would literally be contacting me over Facebook or Messenger on Svenja Dahm. Getting in contact with me, having a little chat with me. I'm always open to, talk with you at any time, see where you're at and where you might want to need some help.
Oh, that's fantastic. And ladies, I'm going to add the link to Svenja's Facebook so you can have that in the show notes. Also, Svenja, you have a freebie for our audience. Can you tell us about the freebie and how they can get the freebie?
Absolutely, Les. Thank you. So I made a beautiful abundance recording, activation for you. So everyone who is interested in that, who wants to kind of start preparing their body, their nervous system to receive more abundance, just get in contact with me again, Facebook Messenger, refer to this podcast, and I'm happily send you the recording so you can listen to the activation every day and just getting into the right feeling, into the right mood to do the change and do activating your body for more abundance.
Oh, that's fantastic. Um, I'm so excited. So please take advantage of this freebie Svenja is offering you. Svenja, I see we are almost out of time, but before we go, can you any last words for our audience?
Yes, so don't give up. I believe that everyone is able to change and to achieve what they want to achieve. Take on board that, you have a body and a mind. Look really
Yes.
into mind-body connection. It is really, really important. Very, very important. Feel free to, as I said, get in contact with me. I'm happy to have a chat with you. And kind of have a look into your history, into your family, look a little bit behind what happened for your parents, what happened for your grandparents, see what their beliefs, what their values are, how they live their lives, and get a few ideas of why you might be stuck. But the most important thing is what Joy said before. It is not your fault. We are born into a certain situation. We can't change that, but we can get out of it. Everyone can, I believe. If we just
Yes.
believe in ourselves, if we understand that everyone is worthy, that everyone has the chance to change, we need to be open for change. Change can sometimes be a bit scary, but change is also very, very exciting. And there's always people there who will support you. And I think we just need to hold on to that belief that most people want the change and the best for us. And if there are people who are holding you back, sometimes we just need to gently say goodbye and make sure we stay in our own lane.
I love it. I love it. Amazing. I'm sure I'll go back and listen to this episode again. I was trying my best to like make notes as you were speaking, but I know I'll go back and re-listen and take more notes. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, Venya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If this episode encouraged, inspired, or taught you something new, please do me a huge favor by leaving me a review. Just head on over to Apple Podcast, find the show, go to the main page of the show, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see a section where you can write me a review. And lastly, come on over to my Facebook group where you get support as you build wealth. This is an exclusive group of high-achieving and ambitious women actively working on getting rich. Find the link to the group in the show notes. I hope to see you back here soon. God bless you.